All right, I think I started right on the dot. Hello everyone. I'm actually not super late this time. Um, I'm not late. I'm not late. Let me know what my sound sounds. Um, I'm rolling solo today. Kind of just felt like it. It's been a I reorganized the stream layout, as I'm sure you all can see by now. Um, Yeah, we are live. Let me know if 30 seconds slow mode is too much, because I wanted to make sure I can keep up with you guys' chats, but that went. Oh, I started 1 minute past. That's unfortunate. Yeah, solo hour. There wasn't an overwhelming. I sound a bit. God, turn my phone off. I sound a bit quiet. Okay, let's fix that. Maybe you need to turn your volume up. I'll tweak mine a little. That better? Oh wait, but there's 30-second slow mode on, so you guys can't let me know quick enough. Okay, let me bump that down to 10 seconds. I think that's probably a bit more reasonable, right? 30 seconds is a long time. I sound like I'm trying to ASMR. Maybe it's just because I'm not loud. Maybe that's it. Yeah, trying to get things. So, anyways, you can see this fake super chat as I was testing my my new layout. Shout out to Stream Elements. But hello everyone. This is the ranting hour where I have lost the energy to rant. Apparently, for more than an hour, I'm just chill. I don't know what it is. I want to talk about life for a second, but I kind of have an idea where I want to take things. You know what it is. Yeah, this is episode 55, which is crazy. By the way, so much has changed since I started doing this. It's actually kind of nuts. But before we get started anyways, be sure to like the video. Helps me out a ton. Damn. That sucks, man. I was about to say I'm going to get on my Kevin Samuels, but he died last week. That surprised me more than anything, you know. Because I've been watching his content for a minute. I knew who he was. He was a funny guy. He was about his purpose, and then he's just gone like that, you know. Last week was weird for me, man, because Kevin died, and then that was weird. And then I've been talking about my tooth implant over the past couple months, and I finally got it done. For 9 years of my life, I was missing my front tooth. And that was like a character trait for me at this point, honestly. And I have an implant now, and it looks like a real tooth. And I got used to it already. Yeah, I'm not drinking Red Bulls, and yeah, that man was drinking too many Red Bulls. Anyways, that was a big thing for me in my life, and like not having a front tooth and having a fake one, and now it's there, and it's like. That was the big thing I've been focusing on. Like I guess I'm blogging a bit about my life a little, but like pre-pandemic, like I told the story a million times. Like I got diagnosed with sleep apnea even though I was a healthy adult, and that set me back. And then I finally got that, and my mood was instantly changed. And I'm like, all right, time to kick ass in life. And then I found out my gallbladder was falling apart, so I got that surgery done. And then I'm really like about that life. I'm like, you know what? It's end of 2019. My grandfather dies, and then COVID happens, and that just completely kills my momentum. Things are getting better now. I finally knocked this tooth thing out the way, and now it's like, what? And I have this YouTube channel. I'm enjoying Defo, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe this is just me getting older, right? I don't know. My head's been all over the place recently. I'm a mess, but this is not why we're here. I'm monologuing. Let's get back to the city, anyways. So I threw out that community post, and because I've been a little starved for ideas lately, just because I've been focusing on other stuff, man. I've been getting back in the gym. I keep saying that, but for real, like anyone who needs to hear it, if you're not going to the gym like consistently, get in the gym, man. Like that shit changes lives. Well, if I can count on anything consistently in life, it's I can go to the gym, I can lift weight, and I can see those numbers improve over time. And if you're not in the gym, you're not eating healthy, get your diet right, get your sleep right, get your gym right, for real. Like that shit makes a difference. Okay, this is not the life podcast. It's the Cydia. This is no. Wait, what am I talking about? This isn't a podcast. Sorry, Mark. Oh, what is this red dot on my forehead? Oh, you guys hear that sniper bullet? Man, you can't mention the word podcast when Mark is Mark is around. Man. Anyways, so I was looking through my community post, and usually it's like a large skew of things, and it's really weird to think about that. Shinryu is a month and a half away ish. Yeah, this was real ranting hour 0.5. I need to go back and listen to that. I wonder how much my life has changed, like my perspectives have changed on things. Yeah, because if anything, if you've been following this channel a while, like I've always been edgy, but I think I said this last week, I've actually gotten less edgy over time. It's weird. That was I people who know me in real life, they say the same thing, like pre-sleep apnea diagnosis. I was just an angry fucker, and then when I started getting real sleep, I kind of chilled out. It's been kind of gradual. I can feel the difference over the time. Isn't that weird? Okay, Dissidia. Anyways, my idea was I was gonna focus on one topic, but I couldn't quite get my mind right. So I figured I would pull up the wait, did I do this right? Yeah, that's the right window. So I'm gonna pull up some of the community posts, and I'm gonna kind of jump through them and give my thoughts on them, and I could elaborate if need possible on them. I'm gonna try and be paying attention to chat at the same time so I can bounce off of y'all. I have too many windows open, sorry. Where's my chat window? Am I high? I was just looking at, oh, it's right there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I wanted to keep my eye on chat. And so I'm gonna be kind of running through these topics. By the way, like I was trying to say before, what's it called? Tangent hard. Be sure to like the video. If you want to catch my attention with a specific question, throw a super chat my way, and I'll address that specifically. I also like money, and I have to say this again every time. I make actually since I stopped doing the before you pull videos, like my YouTube income halved. So that's where the real money is. But even in terms of real money, when I was doing those videos, I made $500 a month, which is nothing. Going from $500 a month to $250 a month, when you're an adult with a stable job, at least in a decent job, you don't really notice it. So I mean, it's whatever. How's the Lift of Freya, by the way? One of my favorite people to talk to on Twitter, for real. You're amazing. I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. It completely changed my life when it got corrected. It really is a tremendous game changer, and I can't preach enough that people should get tested for that. It's really big. But I want to start jumping through the top comments on here, and it's a little jarring. So number 10, not number 10, with 10 likes, I'm gonna start talking about this stuff, and I'm gonna be looking at chat, and I'm gonna be bouncing off y'all the same. So if you got anything you want me to highlight on here, please let me know. The fact that some people think you can grab one OP FR and you're good to go. For example, Kam FR. It is a really OP FR, but you can't rely on it forever. Love your videos, man. Thank you. I appreciate when people say that. It's weird because I'm almost at 5,000 subscribers, but I've been going up and down for the past month. I actually completely plateaued. That's a lot of people. That's just a lot of people, man. You get your perspective gets skewed on it. But what up, Navar? You're still ugly as hell. So people, I mean, let's see, what do I think about this? So it's kind of a yes and no thing, because if you're good at barring elemental lockouts and stuff, or mechanics, if you're smart enough, that's one of the things I like about Shinryu, is that if you have the tools to make an FR work, you can do it. Some FRs are harder to use in general, and some are harder to use in certain scenarios, but Kam does reign REIGN for a bit, but this is the eternal thing of how do I pull as little as possible, and I've been playing long enough to where every era this misconception happens. Like, what is the one thing I can get so I don't have to get anything ever again? And what people don't realize is there's like one of those big things like every month or two, and they end up grabbing it all anyways. So I think even now, the people who think they can do this and plan to do it, either like it just doesn't end up happening. So sometimes you don't want to deal with the force. Like I think I mentioned this last time, but if there's any suggestions on how to diversify your forces, I'd recommend it's getting different types of attack types, because usually the way Shinryu, and sort of tangent here, I've been seeing the poll plans for month 1 Shinryu force pop up, and I haven't been watching any of this because, like I said, I've been just kind of I've been stepping back a little, trying to, in my own head, but it really is just everything in the it's Kam BT, no, not Kam, Kane BT is broken to all hell, Kam Lenot FR is broken, Titus FR is broken, and everything else that month is kind of poop. It doesn't get more generic than that. Braska FR Cope, yeah. So to circle it all back together, Xenos is powerful, who is also not in default, by the way. You can't rely on one FR forever, but I think the people that try to do this don't do it anyways. So, and they won't tell you that they didn't do it anyways, but I've been playing long enough to see that they never stick to it anyways. But yeah, let me go. And what was the next one I saw? Because I've been liking the comments I wanted to get to. I want you to rant about those people that say I'm a skip because FR is coming, Hishi will be useless. That funny thing, because people show me stuff even if I'm not looking for it. Like I saw a screenshot of someone saying skip Cissnei because Kane is in a month and he does her job better, or Garnet made Cissnei useless because Garnet does 3 HP attacks. That's just bad math though. I think again, like I'm sorry, I've been playing so long. This happens every single era without fail, and then those same people usually don't follow through anyways. If they're like, it's okay to skip things. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you're not interested, I actually think Cissnei is plenty skippable. I've only used Cissnei personally like 3 times maybe in JP, and I didn't really have to. So if you don't think you'll use her, that's an easy skip. However, going the further route and saying they're useless because of X, I don't think is really ever a good take that really pans out. Sorry I didn't have the energy to. It's just I've talked about these things in different contexts, in different eras so many times. It's just like, if anything, it's I'm a little jaded on it because history just keeps repeating, and I am unable to stop it. Isn't that horrible? People using hyperbole as justification gets old. Yeah, it just kind of bounces off me at this point. I've seen it too much. Let's keep it moving. Actually, is this exactly what happened? No, it's a little less. Shout out to Malacite, by the way. After the Dave Chappelle thing last, he came correct and corrected himself and said he fucked up. One of my biggest things I always say is don't judge people on the mistakes they make. Judge people on how they correct them, how they respond once they know they know they made a mistake. And although Malacite whiffs like 90% of the time, and he might not always learn from it, he will say whoops at least. Oh, Blart, give me the elevator pitch for Kuroko no Basket. I can't compare all the players because I I haven't finished the show yet, but Almina is the greatest character in any anime ever. That's just the tweet. It gets very repetitive to talk about people saying skip till. Yeah, it like they just don't do it. That's what ultimately because when I was more active on Discord, something that I do often is when I see someone say something wild, I add a note to their profile. And sometimes I check back on them like in a couple months to see if they were consistent for that thing, and they never are. Again, it's just happened so many times. Now I gotta follow the likes, but that was just funny. Shout out to Blart, by the way. I remember I need to go back and listen to Blart when he first came on Ranting Hour, because he was a nobody. I like Blart as a concept. Like I didn't understand. Like I couldn't even say his name right. It was just Blart again. I didn't even know how to say it. And now he's like one of the coolest people I know on here, bro. Like, ain't that crazy how things pan out? All right, there was one with 8. Did I talk about that already? Oh wait, I did that. All right, so then let's go. Let's go look for 7s and 5s, and cause stupid YouTube. What? Look at this, bruh. I have it sort by top, but 3, 2, 3, 10. This is not sorted by top. What kind of crackhead shit is this? How difficult is it to implement a sort? I don't. So let's go to 5. Lens, it's here. Shout out to you making it on the stream, by the way. I love Blart on Ranting Hour. I love Blart on Ranting Hour too. Blart got busy with life, and now if you guys remember, if you aren't watching, Blart actually streams on Mondays every Monday. Actually, not every Monday now because he had a kid, but Blart streams with Raw Life and some girl on Twitch. Unfortunately, I wish I could. They're the live stream. If you go to Blart's channel, Blart Defo, you can find him there, and he plays the VODs. But their stream is actually usually really funny. So check that out. I show up sometimes. Well, I've just been absent lately, but yeah. So go check Blart out there. And I'll also shout out to Cross. Cross is still doing his thing on the Crux yesterday. Oh, damn, I loafed. Whoops. Wait. Okay. Pay attention. Beginner tips for JP. I wish I could answer this. I wish. Wait, is that even showing on screen? Oh no. Uh-oh. Because I got it cropped on my screen. Unfortunately, I'm not very tuned to the new player experience, especially in JP, because I'd imagine it's a nightmare with all the different systems. And if anything, it must be entertaining as a new account, seeing the lack of quality of life compared to GL. Especially because JP still doesn't have the party use screen at in a bunch of other filters. Theological, beginner test for JP, do the new player board and win. You missed Mino coming on Crux yesterday, and then Thanosing himself. Man, I was slumped yesterday. I don't know. I need to watch the VOD. But yeah, I wish I could help a new player in JP, but I couldn't. I can barely play the game myself. I was actually I was thinking about live streaming the Cloud of Darkness fight, because I saw people saying this fight took like 40 minutes, and you know, like when I record my gameplay, that adds like another 20% time onto it. So I'm like, oh hell no, I don't have the energy to this right. So I might wait till the week, because I'm not busy this weekend. So I might stream my attempts on it. So no promises, but that might happen. Only spend enhancement points on the characters you're going to use or for the LD call. Yes, that is a great tip. It took Cross an hour. Yeah. That's a great advice. That's what I tell people who are just starting the game. Only get the LD call, because the other paths aren't good. Otherwise, yeah, I don't have no advice. I wish I could be more helpful here. Hopefully mocking is, I mean, this yeah, I don't know. I don't think you kind of just you gotta wing it. If anything, being on JP lets you, it gives you the freedom or the experience of making a decision and making it work, making what you have work. Biggest idiot. Don't you? Yeah, Malacite, you are not the biggest idiot. Actually, there's way worse from people. In fact, like I said earlier, I respect you a lot. That's one of. In fact, I think you earned a permanent not ever get banned simply because instead of doubling down, you immediately said, "Oh, whoops." So yeah, I'm big ups for you on that. I've been a lurker. I have a question. My friend thinks he can get through Shinryu with anything. Yeah, there's an easy answer to that. Tell him try it. tell him try it. Say prove it. see if he can do it. It's either he can or he can't. You don't need to explain anything to him. It's either he can or he can't. That solves itself. Investing in an FR and going with it is satisfying. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Lift of Freya again. Shout out to Lift of Freya, great person. The community loves to shit all over fights on JP that were considered difficult on release. Do you see that happening once again during Shinryu era? T10 is often a cited example of a difficult fight on release that gave people a lot of trouble. Are there any memorable fights you enjoyed or hated that you can discuss? Now, I asked for one question and you gave me like 4. I'm kidding. I actually don't think this. Oops. I don't think this has happened as much. It happened a lot during the Hell months, but since then, I think people respected a lot of fights since then, especially like T6. Like I think everybody hated T6 and GL regardless. I think the amount of people downplaying it is limited to people who post about this game on Facebook and a couple like Discord and Twitter one-offs and nobody uses Facebook for this game as a human except for Clay and Bard. So, and they're barely human as it is. So, Clay's a great dude, man. I totally have a beer with him and Bard, man. And I don't drink beer. But will it happen during Shinryu era? Honestly, Shinryu era is kind of it will definitely happen. Will it happen to a large enough degree that it happened in the past? I don't think so. Personally, maybe I'm not just paying attention enough. T10 it's either you got something good or you don't. That's when because I've been telling, some people have been asking me, and I think this happened even in here in these comments, where can I get through Shinryu without pulling for an FR? And you're gonna want to be using one by month too, but at least as a friend, and definitely at T10. You cannot do Transcendence 10 without an FR, because 40% and below, the boss recovers 1% HP for every action, and that includes calls, additional abilities. It recovers HP in burst phases, and the only way to out DPS that is to use force. So you gotta do it. You gotta get an FR somehow. Shout out to Damashi. Another beginner tip: save your free Mog Pass during a Spiritus or Divine run. Yep. I missed the community post. Damashi, I recognize you, so if you ask something right here, you can go ahead and I'll answer it now. You're cool people. I almost forgot to stream. What up, Crimson Shock? How you doing, man? Let's keep it going. A simple question. Cissnei will be out the day after Ranting Hour goes up, so I want to hear a heated discussion over which of her two skins is sexier, and I expect violence. I don't even know if I know, honestly. I love Cissnei, bro. I never use her, man, but I love Cissnei. Like I haven't been buying costume because of the gem cap bullshit, but I'm breaking that rule for Cissnei. Damashi says you could do every fight up to tier 10 without FR, but it'll be like 30-40 minutes. Yes. And why subject yourself to that? Women in suit. You guys are idiots. Did anyone see that She-Hulk trailer, by the way? God, the CGI in that trailer looked horrible. Ugh, God, I'm so disappointed by Moon Knight. I'm done with Marvel, bro. Different kinds of sexy. Correct answer. Cissnei needs to appear in remake. Okay, y'all are chatting about that. let's go through the more liked comments. I think this is kind of what we were talking about before. Someone who just started JP a while ago, I managed to have a good solid team for the most part, but I have yet to beat a single Shinryu boss. To some of the GO players who think just because you're an FR makes you invincible, this seems like a bit of a straw man, but it's fine. It doesn't. And just before I finish this, it's difficult sometimes because you're familiar with something for so long, you forget how to explain it to people. That makes sense? It's like I don't even think about like let's take the gym for example. I don't even think about my deadlift form anymore. But I've explained it. What's the thing they say about teaching? I'm about to butcher it, but it's something about you don't really know something until you can explain it to someone who doesn't know. And that's kind of something I try to build my channel around. Because I want to be able to explain things enough, and if I can't explain it, I need to figure out how to. But also, if I can't explain it, I try and tell you all when I can't do it accurately. What are your thoughts on the Cloud of Darkness 6 man? I didn't do it yet. That's my thought on it. But it looks fun. It looks really fun. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, if I can't explain something, I don't think I should be trying to explain it to people. And like the whole Theologica, thank you for being smarter than me. If you truly understand something, you can explain it the simplest way. Something like that, yeah. That's why I kind of hold my tongue, or I do really like researched stuff, because I just want to be able to explain stuff. Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, the snow thing. That's why when I saw people hyping it up, and whenever I see people hyping things up, I always just ask them to explain it. And you can tell really quickly who doesn't know what they're talking about when they can't explain things. And we should all strive to, if we can't explain things, to not talk about them, or at least defer to something else. Because if you just spout things, that's how bad takes go around, and I don't know. You have to pay close attention to how the mechanic works. Yeah, you guys can see in my like month 1 and 2, kind of probably month 3 Shinryu videos, I had no clue what I was doing. It was a long learning process, and in that same vein, I'd be patient with people who are trying to learn, because I have enough memory to remember that I was completely clueless for a while. So I understand. But thank you for not just being a content creator, a mentor to these things. That means a lot. I like striving to be a mentor, because mentoring is important, because people don't know what they don't know, and I could be that guy that just fence sits and calls everything good and doesn't really have an opinion of my own, and just blah blah blah, repeat everything I heard, don't dig any deeper, just hype everything. No real like digging beneath, but I want to try and make an impact, and I think we should all at least try, maybe, because like you can change people's lives by just even something small like this. Like I throw in the stuff about like making sure you get in the gym, like again, like the sleep apnea stuff, like me mentioning sleep apnea and that stuff, or telling someone to get in the gym, like that could legitimately turn someone's life around. And I tell y'all, like I'd love to get money off of this to fund, like I'm sure YouTube, like this tooth implant, like after insurance cost me like what, $1,000, and that was like 2 months of before you. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. It's still like worse than my job, but like still, like the money's not the important here. It does slightly come from a place of ego. You know, it feels good having people listen to you. And in that same vein, it feels bad when you notice people not listening. Like those I appreciate comments, but some of y'all don't do a very good job of showing you didn't listen to the video. And then going in other videos and just saying stuff. Crossing, I don't, that was an insane tangent. I don't know where I was going with that. Experience Shinryu, actually playing FR instead of watching it myself made my opinion on it better overall. Yeah, experience is the best teacher. That Ultimisia Shinryu video I did, was that the one where I was fucking up with Saban? No. Oh, you know, I never uploaded my initial run of that, did I? Huh. What kind of software development stuff do you do? Stuff. I'm not gonna go too deep into that. To get subs, you need to have a bit of ego is good. It's just and everyone has ego. It's better. It's the important part is acknowledging that it's there and keeping it in check. What are your thoughts on Onion Knight's BT Plus rework in FR? Well, I pulled his FR. I've been too lazy to upload pull videos lately. I'm sorry, y'all. I need to go with my energy, but I did get his FR. I greened him, and I plan on running him in the 6 warrior quest. You helped me a lot level your videos. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Think people inherently want to learn or teach, and that's fantastic. Asking why is the path to criticism. Yeah, just a healthy thirst for knowledge is what I think everyone should have. I've gotten way off topic, but again, Gravy Memes, which is a weird username. You made mistakes and improved over time. It's one of the going back on myself. One of my favorite videos is me completely analyzing Vincent incorrectly because I got so much wrong in that video, and that was one hell of an ego check because I got so much wrong. I convinced a lot of people in those comments that I was right, even though I was way off. I got my shit pushed in by a lot of other people. I got made fun of. I took another half hour to explain why I was wrong, and I think I ultimately gained a lot more respect for people around that. That was so much fun because I just put myself out there, completely swung and missed, and I grew from it. Like that's the dream right there. Getting something very wrong and then just bouncing back from it. That was really fun, and I wish, and that's why I like to have strong opinions. But I always go into that. The best thing you can do with opinions is always assume that you could be wrong. Unless it's something wild like putting pineapple on pizza, that's wrong. if you put pineapple on pizza, let me know so I can ban your ass. But yes, I went on an insane tangent here, so thank you, Gravy Memes. It really does mean a lot. Okay, let's keep moving before I soapbox it up again. Okay, Rob TCGZ. Thunder Sid God Z, whatever. I would like clarification on the following. With Lufenia's, the orb determines how one should approach a fight, so regardless of difficulty, strategies, and team compositions. Did I just dyslexia that? Oh, so, okay, let me try it again. With Lufenia's, the orb determines how one should approach a fight. So regardless of difficulty, strategies, and team compositions. Okay, there's something wrong with this sentence, right? Am I tripping? Oh, gaming sage? Alright, get the fuck off my channel. Do Shinryu fights have conditions? Some of them do. So y'all are going to hell. Why did I bring that up? I knew some demons were gonna spawn. Do Shinryu fights have some conditions as well? Yes, they do, but it depends on the fight. Some fights are punching bags, like I think Aranea Lost Chapter was a punch. Some fights are punching bags and offer some resistance. I should not have asked about the pizza. The answer is similar to how some Chaoses had some things you had to fulfill. Same thing happens to Shinryu. Sometimes, so Shinryu bosses have different, so they can have just regular mechanics, like, you know, just like after 10 turns, stop you from doing damage, getting Brave HP shields, everything that they've thrown at us in Lufenia's that weren't directly tied to the orb. But on top of that, what they can do. I think Pineapple Pete, Theologica, please. I don't want to ban you. Why did I always bring up that degenerate thing that y'all get fixated on. Straight to hell. But so if you look at the enemy force gauge in some videos, if you don't play JP, you'll see that it's broken up by 20%, right? And depending on the boss, sometimes they don't do anything at these percentages, but sometimes they do. Like the bosses might get faster, they might start buffing themselves, they might start hitting harder, and then when their force goes off, they usually have a condition to cancel their force time that is tied to whatever synergies F are. So for instance, tier 10's condition, no, tier 11's condition to cancel it, so their force time is active, they're dangerous, and you could cancel it by using an FR that dispels them. I think that was it. Otherwise, you just got to deal with their force time. And one thing that's really important to remember that I think is worth emphasizing is that enemies going into force time is not an insta-kill like a Lufenia orb. You can let the enemy force go off, wait it out, and then continue your thing. So it's a back and forth. So Shinryu fights have conditions asterisk. From the JP runs I've seen, it's basically the same formula. It's my understanding that they're there to accommodate for the FR being used, not the fight itself. Is this in regards to the boss mechanics? Am I reading that correctly? Yeah, showcase, yeah. So I think one of the big things, the big adjustments is not worrying about the force gauge. Like with Lufenia, you have to hit the orb. And the way to play the fight with Shinryu and force goes back on the player. And your mission as a player is, how do I kill this thing? And how do I use the whatever force I bring to go about this? And I think I did this in, was it 53? It was Theologica's question, so maybe go back to that. But in terms of team building priority for Shinryu, you want to prioritize maximizing your force damage. That's number one. Like in Lufenia, it was take care of the orb, then do everything else. In Shinryu, it is maximize your force damage, then do everything else. So it's on you. Does that make sense? Honest thoughts on Aroha BT. She's got 45% HP cap, but that extra attack she doesn't scale with force time, so I don't think that's very good. I think she's okay. Her rework is pretty good though. Onion Knight finally got the juice. I don't even know what Lightning's reworked yet, honestly. I just didn't pay attention. You're all going to hell. Final pizza eats you back. Bosses get mechanics via force, but it's not an insta kill if you hit a condition. Yeah, there are no insta kills in Shinryu. Usually, the only Shinryu instant kill I can list is in the very first one, and it had a condition like the 6 warrior quest we just did, where if your HP dropped below a certain amount, I think while their force time was at 100%, they insta killed you. But other than that, you're pretty much free to do whatever you want, provided you can actually like combat the boss mechanics. Counter tanks are in fact huge in Shinryu. And again, if you guys want to make sure you get my attention, be sure to super chat, because I will immediately acknowledge those, and also like the video, please, so we can get this in people's feeds so I can see all this stuff. Is it ever possible to use a boss force time against them, aka a boss buffs you steal it with Balthier? I wish I had an answer to that question. I want to say no, generally. Usually when the boss force time is up, they're gonna hit you hard, and they're gonna get really powerful. So you want to, and the only way to get boss, this is the missing thing I haven't mentioned. The only way to stop a boss's force time is either to wait it out, let them get turns. That's how it goes down, or you cancel it via your own means. Bonavelza had an insta-kill. Okay. 6-man 1? Yeah, okay. I guess there were force insta-kills, but I don't remember what they were. Okay. Did it? I don't know. Counter tanks. Yeah, off-turn tanks are really valuable in Shinryu. Gladio, Orin, Galuf. Because the way that force works is that it goes down after you take an action. And off-turn damage, so like your Cissneis, your Canes, your Gladios, Galuf, Orin, traps with Minwu, Ace, Sice, etc. That's damage that you're not pressing a button to do, and so it's free damage, and it's just better to press. So yeah, the counter and off-turn units are spectacular in Force. Yeah, Roja BT does not scale with Force. Ferris, who's Ferris? Is this a unit in the game? I think I explained in my Ferris is free video that how badly they've been doing her. I could go down a long list of how exactly they screwed Ferris over. I typed it out somewhere. I'd have to share it with you all. But it's not hyperbole to say that Ferris was done the dirtiest for like 3 months straight in Shinryu, probably in that realm. Damashi says there are Shinryu fights with instant kills, but it's something bosses build towards. Yeah, it's not just you weren't paying attention this one turn. What? I think it's a bit better. Yeah. Will speedy turn hoggers like Lightning, Vayne, and Alice fall behind in terms of damage in the Force era? Yes. Yes, yes. Because Shinryu is all, and that's why that take I mentioned earlier about Kane being better than Cissnei, doing what Cissnei does better, doesn't make any sense. Because in terms of buttons you want to press whatever button has the most HP attacks, because the HP bonus is multiplicative. So the more HP attacks you do, it's a way higher damage ceiling. So even though Cissnei isn't bringing the HP caps, he's bringing 3 HP attacks, which is just better. Or not better, but it's really good. Does Rydia still suck? Ironically, yes. Unironically, we're going to need to see how content treats her, because so far Rydia, the big obstacle that they didn't really fix with Rydia was that her the way elemental lockouts have been working is if they say only this element is allowed and non-elemental, you do one, and Rydia's gimmick is completely overridden by that. So any elemental stage that does not allow water, Rydia is just cooked. The dodge thing seems pretty cool though. Okay, so I didn't answer this question at all, did I? From a pure gameplay perspective, what stops me from getting Kam, build a good team around him, and run that team through all Shinryu stages? Boss mechanics is the way around that. That's it. Sometimes they don't want you doing melee damage. Sometimes they won't want you doing ice damage. Sometimes the bosses might cleanse that debuff. It's just boss mechanics. So if it's a skill ceiling thing, where if you're talented enough and bring the right tools, it's probably possible. It's more of, are you willing to do it? And that's kind of the crux behind character sagas, right? Because you can kind of make, within reason, you can make a lot of characters work if you do the right things, right? So it's kind of liberating in that regard, but it's not free. It's not free. With Lufenia Plus, we got regular Lufenias. Do we still get Lufenia style fights during Shinryu, or are those forgone for good? Okay, that's a great question. So, how long will Tides? I think you mean Tidus. That's the other thing. Boss HP has gotten kind of stagnant in JP. Cloud of Darkness is the outlier. So, kind of units have been just like incredible longevity, just because the boss stats and HP haven't been scaling. So pretty much just letting you use whoever you want to use, but you have to account for mechanics. Some bosses can't be launched, makes game less desirable. Yeah. What was I saying? I like Onion Knight now. Onion Knight's EX feels good. Where was I? So come Shinryu, Cosmos got removed. And double check this, please. I know the gist of it. Cosmos got axed, and I think they rolled up Cosmos rewards into Chaos, and there's also not a separate event for Chaos challenges anymore. If you just do the Chaos with full synergy and no friend, that counts for the challenge, and that gets you a reward. I don't remember exactly what it was, because I do these things automatically. And Lufenia is it's back. They killed off Lufenia Plus, and it's just regular Lufenia, right? But there's also a Lufenia challenge, and it's the same thing. No synergy. Full synergy, no friend. And if you do with full synergy, no friend, you get the BT Plus thing. And on paper, that sounds bad, but as a veteran, and JP, who's had these units, these Lufenia orbs are not specific, and the fights are really easy. And I can promise you, I haven't looked at a Lufenia orb since Shinryu has started, aside from the first one, because I wasn't sure that I needed to anymore. If you just bring full synergy, it's pretty much a win. Especially if you happen to have a synergy force, they just kind of get dusted. So the Lufenias are very, very easy. So it's not something to worry about. I'm not sure that that's been widely spread around, but yeah, you don't worry about them. Vayne is fine if you're gonna pop BT. Let him go in good nuts with the good bonus and launches. Line about the multi-ratio cross. You're ugly, bro. Yeah, Unite, he's in a good spot now. Finally, it's very worth building since his recent rework. I don't know. I'm not. I'll figure that out because he's already blue and on my GL, blue green on my GL. His trap attack is 4 HP attacks, and that probably scales really well if you're running off-turn FR teams that benefit from that. If you're not running those teams, then I wouldn't run Furion. I think Ever Crisis will be fun. I'll be playing it. If I haven't said this enough, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game franchise thing, etc. So I play everything. I haven't played the Battle Royale, although I dropped that. It was just too boring. Yeah, Lufenia just rolls over. Don't worry about it. I imagine Lufenia orbs become generic after Shinryu. Yeah, I think that's largely what happened. Will you be talking about Tier 9 or doing a video? You can watch me lose. That Tier 9, I don't know if you all saw the video, but I did Tier 9 in JP and I lost like an idiot because I didn't look at the HP requirement. Man, that was fine. My take on Tier 9 is bring Kadaj with the Laguna RF and you'll have an easier time. All right, let's work through some of these questions now. So what I had originally going into the stream, the idea I had was, let me do like a lightning round of all of the questions, and I think I've only talked about like 5 comments so far. That's not true. But let's try and speed through some of these. And again, if you want to catch my attention, super chat it up, please. I appreciate it, and like the video, guys. Really appreciate it. Power creeps leveling out. No one's forced to pull for any particular units from meta per. Oh, by the way, if you aren't aware, JP implemented Lufenia co-ops for the Cloud of Darkness chapter. That's why, Alphano for $4.99. Why is the name cut off for that? Brave Gain is the way. Honestly, I should have listened to Alfie, bro, because maybe this is. I think Sherlotta ended up being a giant sleeper, and actually with the way they're doing reductions, they actually made Setzer relevant again because it is easy to cap relatively now if your units, but if it's a brave damage 1, and that shoots Setzer's value up immensely. And he's been like Dorgan, Setzer's enabling the crap out of him. It's nuts. And like Sherlotta's and your Kate Siths too. So Setzer's making a resurgence. Sherlotta aged fantastically well because her BT effect is giving the Kate Sith effect to the entire party unconditionally on top of some other goodies. But yeah, JP just did Lufenia co-ops, and it was Lufenia co-op raids. It was the Jagron boss, the Emperor boss, Safer Sephiroth, which we're getting tomorrow in GL, and who am I forgetting? Why did they put Jagron and not Jekt? What the fuck, devs? It was, somebody help me. Who am I forgetting? It was Jagron, Sephiroth. Now I even forgot the second one. Jesus Christ. Help me, please. Someone. Ulti. Thank you. Okay, it was Ulti, Jagron, Sephiroth, and Emperor. Those were so you had to beat them all in the final chapter, and then there was lockouts for the Lufenias. But then all 4 of them were a raid, and you guys know how raid works, where the community has to collectively kill them. But the issue was, on top of it being Lufenia co-op and people not knowing how to not die, and people were allergic to forcing, allergic to BTing per usual, the usual. Sephiroth especially having the most mechanics. and people getting killed in that co-op. But the real dickhead move from the devs was you had to spend a bell to beat the 70 co-op so you could unlock the Lufenia co-op. But because you only have 5 bells, that means best case you're using 3 bells on level 70 co-ops, and you can only knock out 2 Lufenia co-ops by hosting. So then people couldn't even unlock the shits. So it took like almost a day to actually unlock them. What was the point? Well, yeah, people just kept killing Emperor because there was nothing better to do because people didn't have bells. Safer Sephiroth has 44 million HP, and that's not as bad in current JP. But if people aren't bringing forces and they don't know what to deal with the mechanics, like if you didn't bring Radio Call, you didn't have a way to mitigate that, you're just gonna die. So shout out to another botched co-op. They never learn. Co-op is consistently the worst content in the game. Jesus. Man, alright. Viability is mostly an issue of the past, unless you're Ferris, yeah. It's free use outside of elemental lockouts, but there's a lot of those. Where you hope Shinryu in the game in itself heads. Honestly, I don't. Someone asked me this in another comment too. Where do you think the game's going? I don't know. You know, I kind of just play it. I like the Dissidia franchise, and it's kind of hard for me to put this game down because it always just hits that nostalgia, right? And I don't really care where the game goes, honestly. Like if it's not fun, I'll play it. But I have a very low. It's like something really bad for me to stop playing the game, honestly. I just like it too much, and I'm willing to try out whatever they throw at us. Was this the worst co-op botch or Damashi, bro? This was nothing compared to Gilgamesh co-op. Gilgamesh was the worst co-op botch by far. Honestly, this might not even be top 5. The 50 chaos runs of the Arden co-op was worse. The anniversary Noctises who got themselves killed with evasion passives was worse. This is not up there as one of the worst, easily. In fact, even the Shinryu co-op we got with Luna Freya was worse than this. This is not. I mean, this resolved itself within a day, so it was like whatever. It was stupid, but I don't even think this is top 5. It was just stupid. Advanced tip for Cissnei's event: all of Sephiroth's attacks except for the orb trigger can be dodged. Yeah, bring Rydia forehead. Rydia can finally be good. Maybe we'll get another essay on it. The people stand Snow. It's not. Well, no. Snow can be game breaking in the right context. The nuance being lost in the Snow discussion is that probably the average player doesn't have the patience or skill or desire to consistently pull that off. So you can live. It can be game breaking if you're willing to put in the time for it, but you gotta work for it, especially in Shinryu. It's good, but it's not for everyone, and you wouldn't want to waste resources on something that you get hyped up to be amazing, and then you got to really work for it, and you're like, this isn't worth it. Like I know people who pulled Layla, and you're like, hype broken, but then I never use her. You know, that's what I'm always trying to figure out. Like diffuse hype and explain to people why they're doing something. You feel me? Gilgamesh co-op gave us all the night. Oh yeah, gave us the rant. I was mad. They fucked it up again. Honestly, even GL's attempt at the Gilgamesh co-op was worse than what we got in this recent raid in JP. So it is what it is there. All right, let me keep trying to respond to some messages right quick. No, don't do it while you're streaming, idiot. The early fights. So I did this. There was an early Shinryu retrospective that I did with Lion and Alfie. So go check that out if you want that, because I talked about it more. But it kind of boiled down to Kane BT, Kam BTFR, Tidus BTFR, and you're probably good for a bit for that month, because everything else that month is just kind of poop. All right, continuing with the speed run. Where's Vinol? Far? I'm wondering. What do we look forward to the rest of the garbage time? Transcendence 9. Transcendence 9 is hard. It's a long fight and it's punishing. Bring Kadaj. I'll be bringing Kadaj and I'll be laughing my way to the bank. Characters that carry over well into Shinryu. I think I mentioned this before, but characters being good in Shinryu is attached to how well they can satisfy a force condition. or can they drive something? So I had a hard time using Arciella or justifying Arciella in Shinryu, but then I got Aerith's FR that needed battery during special HP pluses, and she made Aerith's FR that much more valuable. And so I can't really put there's some standouts, like people who do a lot of damage in one button press or off turn damage, they scale really well. So like I said earlier, counter tanks, off turn like Yang, Cissnei, not so much Prompto, but Furion, trap units like that, they scale really well. But it's not an easy answer because your biggest priority is how can I increase my force percentage. Should we stock up on units that do off turn damage? Yes. Good LD only units, no BT, no FR. Cissnei, Aerith, Gladio, Galuf. That's rough. Orin. Oh god, there's too many characters in this game. Machina's not no BT, but Machina's amazing. I've used Machina since he got 90, and he's done me well. Try to run through the units in my head really quick, but it's kind of tricky. It just goes back to what I was saying before. There's no prescribed good units. It really, I hate to give the basic it depends answer, but there's so many variables having to do with force that it does kind of. Oh yeah, honestly, Alfie, I forget about core so much. Core is busted. I like to think of FRs like leader skills and other gotchas. Interesting. Sherlotta still viable? Sherlotta is broken, Alexander Serrano. Sherlotta is still, so you must not watch Alpha No's videos, because that man uses Sherlotta all the time. Yeah, Sherlotta is really good. I regret, in fact, Sherlotta is top 5 regrets for not maxing in JP that I'm going to fix that for real. How viable does it depend on friends for FR until Titus? Very viable. Yeah, you'll be fine. Your fights might take a little longer, but you could totally, if you invest your force enhance, that is totally a viable strategy. Just month 2, you need to have your own FR. You need to figure that out. But Titus could be that one. I always forget Core, but he's definitely in the game and really good. How much nonsense Enacro can do when you crank the FR guard gauge? Yeah, it's funny. That's pretty funny. Oh yeah, Edge is a great call out. Thank you. Yeah, Kefka doesn't pair well with anyone really. It's a little sad. 8 Edge, yeah, those are good. Edge is actually one of those units that ages really well right into the next era, I think. 8 is probably another big regret. I'm like, my regret list is probably like Edge, Sherlotta FRBT, Reno FR, Edge LD. That might be it. Core, I have Core's FR and LD, but I just never invested in them. If you're skipping Raijin, I mean, whatever. I don't know. Oh yeah, Luna Freya is broken to all hell. She's still really good. Jack's followed when he can't break his bad. Machina does not stop being good. Barrett FR win. Calls are undervalued. Excalibur, I disagree. I don't think calls are undervalued. I think idiots undervalue calls. I think everyone who like gets it now, like even I used to think that calls were overvalued, but now I changed my mind completely on that. Calls can make a big difference. Core and King work differently. Fantastic partner for Enna. Yeah. Edge is fantastic. Young can do his thing. Is there a big power gap between the first FRs after Kam and the more recent ones? Not really, actually. I think everyone kind of just started catching up to Kam. Well, the thing with Kam is that his damage was really conditional. It was conditional on you being able to pull off that launch, because otherwise Kam was just kind of average. And now you can kind of get Kam within launch percentages without having to do all that specific setup. Those statement videos are a great example of how calls change the game. Oh, yeah, Excel, you're too nice, man. But I understand. I'll be the mean one. It's okay. I'll be the mean one. And honestly, I think I have not done a good enough job of emphasizing that even if you do get Kam's FR, you need the tools to make the explosions work. Like, you need to launch and you need to have an ice enchant, to my understanding. So that might be something I emphasize a little more as we get closer to that. Okay, let me try and did I talk about everything? Yoshi, is this what people are asking for? Yes. Yes. I might stream the fight. Let me see. So did I talk about all this stuff? Ain't no way. Where the game's future's headed, I don't know. Don't care. We'll see what it is. I'll judge it when it gets here. Is it possible to complete the early Shinryu fights without FR? Month 1, yes. I think I said this already. Month 1, yes. Month 2, no. I think I responded to that. Yep. Yeah, you don't watch your fights. There was a huge HP spike month 2. Why subject yourself to that? Just get an FR. Jesus. That's the challenge, Street Boy. Why Sherlotta has the best BT effect? Because it's unconditional Kate Sith, and you could get through doing one brave damage, so you can just brave. Sherlotta is the epitome of just brave getting through it. She enables so much bullshit. I hope they make that the norm. Trying to wrap up real quick here. Cross pointed this out. Thank you, Cross. One of the things they did on the Rydia fight was they actually punished you for standing there and using dead skills. The boss's gauge rose faster, which was interesting. And they've also been, I heard there's HP gates in the Cloud of Darkness fight, and they've been messing around with HP shields and a bunch of other stuff. So they're putting more gates in for like, bullshit finally. So hate when the mission panels are telling you to use a character 40 times. Listen, I just like auto that while I'm like cooking or something, and I forget about it. So I don't really care about those. How would you solve a lost story chapter grind? It's a gacha. It's a time sink. I just accept that as the price of admission. I don't really get FR and the mechanic behind it. Is it that different than Lufenia orbs? Yes, because it's not an insta-kill, and you can let it go off and you'll be fine. Why do we need different FR weapons? Because different FRs work better with different characters, and the FR you're running might be better suited for the team that better counters the fight. Do I need certain abilities to add more percentage? So, LFS, did I say the name right? It'll make more sense if you just like look at an ability. You need to satisfy certain conditions. And for example, even though Kane's numbers are power crept, the way you raise Kane's numbers are you do range damage and you do a launch, and then the bar will go up faster. So satisfying conditions like that means you can do damage. So it ends up relying on your own team building to do more damage. I see them pump the bar with its turn abilities and the fight ends. Yeah, you can do that. I'm a little disappointed it took them so long to think about ways to stop that, but you don't have to play like that. You can. Emojis just, but I really can. I've been trying to gather the energy to make a Force video, but the issue is that I've said so much of the same stuff in these streams. I don't know where I'd go. But maybe I've got some free time in the next couple weeks. Maybe I'll throw something together. Prish is a viable option. For what? Context? What did he mean by this? Talked about this. Yeah, talked about the co-op. What an abortion. Onion Knight grew up. I can't talk about a fight I haven't done yet. It's that's the challenge. JP does not have hunts, or it doesn't have daily hunts. It's just a Cactuar thing. Boss Rush is dead. I don't think I can say it with FR. Crevasse, Equinox. JP will never get stuff because they don't like giving JP stuff. I don't know. Sarah will get that BT one day, Daniel. She's in the LD shop for protagonists. They added an LD shop for beating Act 3, I believe. You had the option to choose between 50 Providence cores and LD or something else, but the cores are obviously the best choice. Sarah BT eventually. I think charging the gauge with dead turns is the most boring way to play the game. I agree, which is why I don't do it, but you can. Stimpy does a lot of showcases. Stimpy does max damage showcases. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to know what you're looking at. How can we fix Rydia? I don't know. Alphino sucks. Oh, are we talking about the character? He makes fights take too long. Kadaj is a sleeper unit for this month. Calls to help FR conditions. This goes back into what I was saying before about... Okay, it's not loading. Wait, why isn't it? Uh-oh, that's a problem. Okay, my thing doesn't want to scroll. Okay, I don't know why this isn't loading. The thing about calls helping FR conditions, it's like calls that help what FR conditions. So it's not a bad question necessarily, but it just needs more, because like Fujin and Ash's calls can help hit Sabin's FR, but it depends. Okay, what were you guys saying? Because I speed ran that and did not look at chat at all. Who doesn't have Kura call and selfie for Kam? People who have been playing for less than a year. My friend who started the game, he doesn't have Kurisame's call because he started after Kurisame's banner. I think there's a way to do it without Kurasame call, but that's why I think it's important to give full context. So that's why I'm not, and I have actually, that's actually, again, it's a mistake on my part. I should add more. I need to find out what exactly how exactly, like, mechanically you can do the Kam stuff without Kurasame, because I think that's important. 10 turn Katsith call, yeah, that's the Fujin boss has 100 million HP combined. So to give some context, actually I'm about to make some numbers up. I think okay, I'm not going to give exact numbers, but there's a large HP spike month 2 Shinryu to where you need FR or else your fight's going to take an hour. Yeah, I just auto it. My favorite FR is Hope or Arden. Yeah, Arden's a good animation. I'm gonna work through the rest of chat and I'm gonna wind down. Do you think we'll see FR reworks? Well, they have Malacite. They have confirmed that they are doing FR boards to improve FRs. So we know for a fact that's happening. The COD fight's wild. Can't wait to see you tackle it. Yeah, I think I might stream it. That might be fun. Why would you pick anything other than the cores? I don't know. I don't know. Why isn't this comment loading? This is actually annoying me that it's on screen. Let me just scroll back up. Why is Beatrix FR animation so disappointing? Because they gave the budget to Jack. Dark Knight Cecil Force would be dope. That'd be because Renoa's conditional is to consume HP, I believe. So, yeah, not everyone is a vet. And that's one of those things I'm talking about. Where like we forget that not everybody has everything. We've been playing so long, we take things for granted. People do start this game all the time, and you gotta remember we gotta address the actual new players and not the hypothetical new ones that you assume they're so incompetent they can't beat an Irvine intersecting will. We need even more character points now. Yep, we do. Barrett's rework? What rework? Warrior Light with Kane. Yeah, I'm maxing Kane again already. Handsome points are gonna just get Mog past forehead. Level 100 Crystal Awakenings. They will do it eventually. Cores will become more scarce unless you get premium. Which Ultimas would you recommend for early Shinryu? Early Shinryu would be Spear, because I recommend everyone max Kane's BT, and Kane does insane damage. Kane has an insane HP cap because he's got the 1-3 HP split, and he's got 30% HP cap on his BT. And with Ultimate Weapon, the cap goes even higher, and he's got 2 HP attacks in midair, and that ends up doing a lot of damage because Force Time is multiplicated with HP cap, so that adds up a lot. So what I wrote on for, I still haven't deconstructed them. Spear and Spear just for Kane. It's really hard to let that Spear go, man, because Kane is just so good. And then regular sword, because Tidus and then Machina were great drivers for that. That's what I'd recommend personally. Third pick would be Greatsword, because your off-turn counters in Gladio, Galuf, and Orin are very helpful. Unique is a good choice too for like your cores and your Sherlottas. So the answer to that ended up being the most popular ones in the game. Help you ready to pity that Noel FR? Of course. When's pineapple pizza getting a FR? When are you getting banned? I'm helping someone get geared up now. Explaining the concept of max limit breaks it's really enlightening. Explaining things to people. So if you do anything recently, try explaining something you know well to someone who knows absolutely nothing, and it just completely changes your perspective. How long will tides last? Did I do my laundry today? Shit. I know you mean Titus, but I was looking for a joke there and couldn't find it. Forever. There's nothing stopping him. He can just drive an off-turn effect in the background and just do a lot of damage. So yeah, nothing is stopping Titus ever. I should gem Kane or token his BT. My plan for Kane is to, because I don't have his LD either, I'm just gonna gem his BT banner, and if I get his force, I'm gonna max it. Even though his force is bad, it'll help me clear fights, those first 3 or 4 fights faster, and he'll get an FR upgrade down the line. So I might as well just max it. But yeah, I think the Cryo banner and the Ignis banner, or not the Ignis, the Nebraska banner are super poop. The Kane is a good unit overall. So if you're gonna pity the Kane's BT on any banner, it'd be his own FR banner for real. Yeah. Did I miss the Waka flow chart? Jesus. I mean, Crimson Shock. There's no good answer to that. You could do either. What I'm doing is I'm getting Kane because he's a good unit. I think out of Cam, Titus, and Kane ages the best, especially because you don't need his FR for him to be good. Explaining things yourself is a good refresher. Yeah. Gemming to the future. Yeah. People be sleeping on Cryo. I don't think they are. I don't think they are. With how expensive FRs especially aren't as expensive. It sounds expensive, but they give you so many high power stones. The number of high power stones I have in JP and the number of regular, I'm at 2,000 power stones in JP, and I went into Shinryu with like 1,000. They give us too many. All right, I need to put a stop on this because I'm getting tired. Let me know what you guys thought about this lightning round, because just going through stuff, like if I just left it as a me run through stuff and bounce off of stuff, I think that was pretty fun. I might stream the Cloud of Darkness fight over the weekend. Pinello FR boards are probably going to be a sleeper. I don't think so. If you don't have Ignis, she's another option for just sitting there and fast charging the gauge. But yeah, thanks you all for participating. It was kind of just threw it out there. I definitely vlogged a little hard in the beginning because I've been kind of in my head the past week, because it's been a weird week. Like I said, I have a tooth. Thanks for putting up with me. Some of y'all have been around for a long time, and I appreciate that more than I can put into words. No plans to slow down, or not. No plans to slow down is completely false, because I have objectively slowed down, but I'm not leaving. Just redirecting my energy. Playing less video games lately. I don't know. Just getting older, man. Shit's weird. Lens for $50. Jesus Christ. Great stream. Everyone have a good night. Thank you. Again, speechless. I'm just a nobody, bro. I say 4,000 is a lot, almost 5,000 is a lot of people, but it's simultaneously not a lot, but also a lot. I overthink this stuff, man. It's being in this position as a content creator is weird, and it's one of those things that once you experience it, it's like, I don't know, I can't put it in the words that require, but I think about these things, man. It's weird. When is Cissnei? Tomorrow. Cissnei is hot. I'm down bad. I never use her. So yeah, I think this was good. I like doing this. So hopefully we can get some more engagement on the community post, so I can bounce some more stuff off of everyone. Because I like this format. I want to say your super entertaining to watch and all. I love your streams. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I'm just a dude. Anyone can do what I do. Anyone can do what I do. I'm not special. And it's just a hobby. All right. Not hearing your voice weekly is weird. I needed to step back. I need to get my life right, man. I need to get back in the gym. I need to get my diet right. I think I mentioned it last time, but I've lost like 10 pounds in the past month, just from like hardcore dieting. Like I'm getting like, we making all kinds of gains, all kinds. All right. Thank you, Lens. Thank you, Alfie, for the super chats. We'll see where this goes from here. Be sure to like the video on the way out, guys. Share it around. If whoever gets to the timestamps with Endo or List 7, I thank you all. Y'all are great too. Take care, everyone, and good night.